Welcome to the DPM video cast where Robin and I jibber jabber on the tricky topics of the day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Ben Aston, founder of the Digital Project Manager.
And I'm Robin.
And in this video cast, we are going to take some time to talk about some of the tricky questions that our Slack team are talking about. And this video cast is brought to you by Clarizen, the leader in enterprise project and portfolio management software. Check out clarizen.com to learn more. So we've got more than 2,000 people in our Slack team. We've got channels for everything. So check it out and come and join us if you haven't already. But Robin, what question are we covering off today?
Yeah, so today's question is a good one. It's pretty complicated, and it's something I'm always trying to fully master as well. But are there any tips on how to talk about projects on your resume or CV at a detailed level? And, how do you not just make them really high level job descriptions essentially on your resume? So Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I think what's really interesting and what I've seen that's been really helpful in people's CVs is where they present some mini case studies in their CVs. So it could be that you have a one-pager per project, and it simply gives you an idea of the way that they kind of think through a project. So it might be, you just want to see that someone is organized and show the kind of diversity of projects that they've managed. So it could say, the type of project, hey, it's a website build. This is the kind of duration of the project. It was 12 weeks long. Here's the rough budget. Here was the challenge from the client. Here's the process or the approach that we used. And here are the results. And I think just presenting a kind of diverse range of projects is really helpful. Now, I know one of the things that I've asked for before as a hiring manager, but I think is controversial, I have found, is asking people for documentation. And the reason as a hiring manager I want to see documentation is I want to see that people can actually produce estimates, timelines, statements of work, the collateral that we use in a project to manage it. But Robin, what's your kind of take on that?
Yeah, at my current role, I had to do a test in order to pass, which is very unusual for project managers. But yeah, I think a lot of times we can get by in interviews and kind of stay very surface level, but really asking for documentation of examples, right? Like timelines and SOWs can be incredibly insightful. I do want to kind of poke you a little bit more on what the case study example you were talking about. I would love to see that. That's something I've never seen. And is it like an addendum to your resume or CV?
Yeah, so the way that I present it would be, and to be honest, I haven't done this for 7 years because I haven't applied for a job in a very long time, but I've got my CV and then there's kind of, additional pages all combined into a single PDF. And it was just a summary of some of the projects that I've done that I thought were the most interesting or complex, would just show the kind of diversity of my experience.
You should share it.
And I got the job, but that was 7 years ago. Or
yeah,
8 years ago. It's been a long time.
It's hard. Like, I think my resume now, while outdated, is like 2 pages long, but I know a lot of people like 1 page. And then do you have a portfolio site? But I know that these hiring managers, these recruiters are always looking for quantitative and quantifiable examples that you can talk to. You could talk to those further in your screener interview or actual sit-down interview, which is really important. But for the most part, like, use a lot of verbs, adjectives, descriptions, quantifiable things.
Yeah.
Just, what was the result after it went live? Did it increase organic traffic by 20% or something?
Yeah.
So try to get detailed.
Yeah, being strategic. And I think my kind of take on the sharing documentation is that, hey, your project plan and your estimate and your timeline really aren't that proprietary. Like, yes, okay, so if someone didn't know that your agency had charged $150,000 for a website and it had taken 16 weeks, and the statement of work details what you delivered for that, what is anyone actually really going to do with that information if they had it? Like, we're all kind of doing the same thing and we're charging different amounts for it, and different clients have different amounts of money. So all the hiring manager wants to see is that you know how to manage that project. So if you feel like, hey, I can't give them my proprietary statement of work, then make sure that you make one up that demonstrates your kind of skill and ability. But that's all we've got time for today. So thanks for watching. And if you haven't joined our Slack team, come and join us. See you next time.